So, face it, how many of you promised you would try to lose weight in the new year? You might find yourself looking a little more closely at the calorie count posted in some eateries, thinking that's a pretty smart way to consume fewer calories, paying attention. But can you trust those numbers? Better pay attention, folks. Dietitian Tanya Zuckerbrot, the author of The F Factor Diet, Discover the Secret to Permanent Weight Loss, that's what we're all looking for, permanent, is here with me now. How off are some of these? Because we wouldn't be talking about it if they were all so accurate. What's going on?
The results of the study was staggering. As far as packaged goods go, they were off by around 8%. But foods in restaurants, you know, when you walk into a Starbucks and you see a calorie 400 calories, off by 20%. Now, on a typical 500-calorie entree, that's an extra 100 calories.
Well, add it up over a week, and you're really overdoing it if you're trying to stick to a plan. It was mandated in many counties that you had to post these numbers. Why aren't they regulating it to the point where they're getting it right? Are they intentionally misleading us?
I don't believe it's intentional, but what's interesting is that President Obama is trying to make this a federal mandate for all the states. Presently, it's in just a few states. Now, what I find so fascinating is that when it comes to packaged goods, the FDA says that there can be up to a 20% discrepancy in calories. It's actually okay. But when it comes to the weight of the amount of food, it's got to be 99% correct.
So portion size, it has to be 99% correct. But the calorie, like you brought some examples, are these good choices? I'm not necessarily saying brands or not, but these frozen meals that supposedly are lower calorie, lower fat, they could be 20% off? Did you find that?
Anywhere from 8 to 20% is what they found. So what's so discouraging is the fact that in this age where 30% of Americans are obese and we're spending 48% of our food dollars outside the home and on packaged goods, we're really relying on accurate labels in order to get healthier. So what I'm suggesting is that two things. Number one, start cooking at home more often as possible, because this way you really know what's going into your foods. But if you are relying on what they're giving you in the restaurants or in these packaged goods, assume that you're getting more calories than what they're telling you.
So downsize, even if it seems like it's the right size. What can we do if we're not cooks, though? The permanent weight loss. That's your philosophy. That's what your book tells us. Can you really achieve it?
No, you can. And it goes back to eating more whole foods and actually getting away from the packaged foods that are ultra-refined and lack fiber, which is why we're not satisfied. But you would think that when restaurants start putting up the calories, that sales would go down. They don't. And this is why I think restaurants can actually be more proactive, because they're not going to lose sales. What happens is when they post the calories, the ones with the least amount of calories, actually those sales go up, and the foods with the most calories, those sales go down. But their overall sales stay level.
Just because something has less calories, maybe it has more fat or it has more sodium, do you want us to watch all of those numbers if we're reading the labels?
At the end of the day, when it comes to weight management, the laws of thermodynamics state that calories in versus calories out. So whether you're getting all those calories from a high-fat meal or a high-carb meal, ultimately you have to create a caloric balance.
All right, you hear that, Rick?
I'm listening.
Tanya Zuckerbrot, we have to go.
Can I have the chicken parm?
It's all you. Yeah, I'm going to go for the mac and cheese. Thanks. It's great to meet you. And permanent weight loss, that is what we're all striving for. Great tips. Thanks.
Great information. Thanks very much.